Have you ever wondered how much rest and recovery plays in the role of entrepreneurship in your pursuit of your business, being a one person business, independent contractor? Have you ever thought about how much time should you be taking off, if any at all? Maybe you shouldn't be taking time off and you should be hustling and grinding 24/7, bleeding out your eyeballs, just always on the go, right? Well, we're going to talk today about first physical recovery because this morning I worked out and it did not go good. I do this type of exercise called ARX, ARX. I try to do that once a week, sometimes twice a week. And it's just active resistance, not going to bore you with the details, but it basically, the harder I push, the more it pushes against me, the more resistance it is. And if I just don't have it in me, it lets up on it a little bit. And so I never get crushed by the weight. This morning I worked out, even though I just worked out a few days ago, and it was clear because this is the first time in 2 months, I really struggled. It was clear that I had not fully recovered. I just wasn't ready for a workout, even though I felt pretty good. I felt like I had it in me. I felt like any other day, but normally I only do these types of workouts once a week and I mix in some other stuff in between there. And it was clear that I had not fully recovered. And because I had not fully recovered, I struggled and it was a horrible workout. I didn't have any gains, any extra. All my numbers were below what I had been progressing up to. And it makes me wonder how I'm going to feel tomorrow too. And if I'm going to have to take more time to recover than I normally would. And it got me thinking about just recovery, rest and recovery overall, whether that's from physical, whether that's from work stuff, everyday stress of just life, whatever it is. And it got me thinking about rest and recovery. The one thing that I will say before I share with you some thoughts about rest and recovery when it comes to business, when it comes to physical, when it comes to spiritual stuff. I think there's a big difference between rest, recovery, and relaxation. And too many of us in modern day world think of relaxation as the cover up for rest and recovery. We get home from work and we're going to relax by making ourselves a drink. We get home from a long day and we're going to rest by scrolling on the phone. We put the kids to bed. We've had a long day and we get the kids to bed finally. And we're going to relax by laying down in bed and then scrolling through our phone for the next hour or binge watching some shows. We spend a lot of time relaxing. And I'm not sure relaxing allows for any rest or recovery if you're taking things in, and especially a lot of content all at once or over and over and over again. How much relaxation and how much, like true relaxation, but how much rest and true recovery are you really getting from that? And so I went to a place, looked for some old wisdom, some old ideas on rest and recovery. I just thought I'd share with you, this is from my Bible. The first thing that I came to was a commandment from God on the Sabbath. So Exodus 28. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work. How many of us really process that now? I'm like, okay, well, that's just old fashioned, Darren. That's in the Old Testament. That doesn't even make sense anymore. In today's world and today's business world, you gotta stay up to date on everything. You gotta be hustling all the time. Okay, let's talk about New Testament stuff. So Jesus, this is in Luke 5:16. This is about Jesus. He had just, we'll go up to 5:15. But he but but now even more, the report about him went abroad, and great crowds gathered to him to be healed of their infirmities, but he would withdraw to a desolate place and pray. So Jesus is taking time away from the crowds. He's taking time to rest and taking time to recover. I can I can't even imagine what that stress would be, what the effort would be to heal someone, and then a bunch of crowds show up, and then wanting, like, where's he supposed to go? So he would head out into the mountains, go spend some time resting, recovering, praying. And it wasn't just him, he would give that advice to his followers, to his apostles, to his disciples. So then in Mark, let's take a look at Mark 6, 6:32. Actually, let's do 6:30. The apostles returned to Jesus and told them all that they had done and taught. He sent them out to on their own for the first time ever. Go out as two and go preach the word, do some miracles yourselves. So they came back, and the apostles returned to Jesus and told them all that they had done and taught. And he said to them, "Come away by yourselves to a desolate place and rest a while." So God tells us in the Old Testament, rest and recover, take some time off. Jesus does it himself, models it, and then Jesus tells his disciples, his apostles, to do that also. So as you're making time, because I've been talking about in a few of the past videos that I've done here recently about the importance of time management and having some structure and some flow, but making sure that you're scheduling your time to be as productive as you can, to be as efficient and as effective as you can. And that's good, but I think a missing window, a missing gap, a missing part of that is you got the planning on the one side, the doing in the middle, and then to book into that, I think the part that I've been missing to add to this is talking about the rest and recovery. And that's the reason for this video today. Make sure that you, A, are building in some rest and recovery time, not just relaxation, but rest and recovery. And B, be aware that maybe sometimes what you've scheduled in isn't enough and that you might need more.